Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match review. It's a bit of a later one than usual. Usually it's out earlier, but I've been doing watch-alongs for like all three of the Sunday games, so didn't really have a lot of time to divert away from that and get this video panned. It's actually given me a bit of time to like dwell on the performance, dwell on the result. I'm still very annoyed, especially looking at the results that have come out, because we could have pulled up 3 points on Arsenal. Or 2 points seen as they drew. I was talking about potentially having a lazy eye at second. That's officially in the bin now. And Leicester City actually pulled a favour out for us. I didn't expect anything from them against Nottingham Forest. They gave them a solid game, probably could have won it in the end and left with a draw. Thankfully, that means Nottingham Forest don't capitalise on our poor result. And also Manchester City drawing to Southampton, and now that's a point gained on us. We still couldn't capitalize on that. It's annoying. I was so worried about this match day, and this match day could have been such a reward for us, just based on everything that happened around us, but we never really seemed switched on for this game. We started it terribly, and I think the poor start and giving a goal away so early rattled the entire team, and it took us a long time to get our composure and get back into the game. They were pressing us to death, and it didn't help that we were constantly trying to play long from the goalkeeper, and it just wasn't working. I don't get why we even do with Sanchez in the first place. I get it if they're playing incredibly high up, but half the time we were doing it in this game, they weren't even that high. It weren't like the Liverpool game, for example. And like, we see the size of their centre backs and the size of our forward line. We're doomed to give the ball away in nearly every ball or second ball. And the second ball we could do a little bit better with, but trying to play the long game was never going to work for us. And that's the one thing I'm looking at the manager for in this game, because we shouldn't have been having Sanchez play so long up. In terms of like the rest of his game, he's actually decent. I don't hold him accountable for any of the goals. The first goal is like Caicedo freezing when the ball gets dispossessed from Romeo Lavia, and he doesn't really know when to react, and he reacts too late. Then Colwill and Chalobah also react too late to the cross coming in, and that was a persistent factor in a big part of the first half. I thought Colwill especially came out a lot better for the second half, and defensively we were just better in general. But for the start, we started in the worst way possible. And in a game of that magnitude, at a ground like St. James's Park, the last thing you want to do is start like that. And it just rattled the entire team. We were struggling to win the second balls. We weren't contending in the air. Newcastle just reverted back to their 5-4-1, and we just couldn't find a way through them. And then, just to put everything on top, Nicolas Jackson gets such a needless red card. And there's been a bit of a debate about whether he deliberately meant to elbow him or not, but ultimately, it is a red card offence. Ultimately, if you're not even jumping, I don't know why you're leaning in like that. Leaning in elbow first is always going to be risky, and it's always going to lead to some stupidness. And here we are. Here we are, out for the rest of the season. And to be honest, it's not like Jackson's been great all year anyway. Like 2025 has been really bad for him. And now, like, even the best aspects of his game in terms of the link-up play, stretching the fence and all of that, he's not even showing that now too. All we've just had is a big indictment of what was the most alarming part of the last summer window, which was not getting a striker. We spent all summer dilly-dallying with Osimhen for no reason, and now Nicolas Jackson, who's in what is third or fourth year of professional football and probably his second full season of playing as a number 9, is being asked to lead the line at Chelsea Football Club for a full season with no legitimate backup or anyone to learn from. So when he has bad form like this and it just spirals and it spirals, there's no one else to take the workload off him. This comes down to recruitment again. And whether we get top 5 or not, it is inexcusable if we do not bring in a quality striker in the summer. It is inexcusable, because look at the damage that has been caused this season by not having a proper striker. Victor Osimhen has us second. That is the difference. And now we're talking about competing for top 5, if we're even going to finish in the top 5. All because we didn't go out and we didn't take the window seriously. It's so bad, the mismanagement of this squad. So bad. At least I look into the second half and I think, you know what? The team was decent. We went out, like, we still tried to attack. We didn't try to shut up shop and hold it out 1-0. We still tried to create, even though we're already down a man in the build-up and in the final third, which limited us so much. But we still managed to keep Newcastle to just 1-0. I think they got a little bit complacent as well with some of their decision making and some of the shot placement that they had in the second half. But we managed to hold on. Lavia looked a lot better. Caicedo moved into midfield. He looked phenomenal in that second half. Reece James moved into right centre-back. We were a lot more solid in build-up. We were a lot better on the ball. The chance creation was still limited. We had like one from Palmer that probably hit the away end. Enzo had probably our best shot of the game. And then Gusto made one of his rare good crosses this year into Reece James, who put it over the bar. And that was our big chance. And then for the second goal, like literally nobody goes out to press Bruno and the shot's deflected over Sanchez. It's just, how's your luck? How's your luck? I'm just glad that, like, whatever. Second half, we didn't go out there and die. We could have come back with something, but we are handicapped to a point that it was near impossible for us. So thank you to Nicolas Jackson for that one, and thank you to Recruitment yet again, because yet again I'm looking at you guys. But because the results all around us haven't been too damaging at all, it's still in our own hands. Win the next 2 games, and then we have top 5. It's just there's no room for error anymore. No more room for error. You cannot drop any more points. Manchester United, they're going to have one eye on the Europa League final. You must. Nottingham Forest, you must, unless West Ham have something for us. And I doubt it because they're garbage. But so's Leicester, and they got a result out of them. So who knows? Genuinely, who knows? But I hate being in this position. I know to a point when you're in a top 4 race, right? You're always like relying on other results because you're never consistent. But getting to this point, it's just annoying. It's so annoying. That and the fact that I really believe we come out for that second half and we win the game, or we at least leave with a draw if it's 11v11. Just based off the way that we played 10v11. But Nicolas Jackson, man. Nicolas Jackson. So annoying. So annoying. Big up every single one of you that's locked in, though. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And yeah, another disappointing afternoon for the Blues. Up the Chelsea.